10 years since the start of the financial crisis, and with a controversial president at the helm, the U.S. economy is doing better than many economists expected.
That was a surprise. We saw continued hiring. Corporate profits rebounded nicely. We saw some growth there. That powered the stock market higher. And I think the other big surprise was just the almost complete lack of volatility in the stock market.
Now, armed with his first major legislative victory on tax cuts, President Donald Trump says the future has never looked brighter.
Americans are filled with excitement for the future, optimism like they haven't seen. You've seen all the charts, and enthusiasm for the incredible possibilities that lie ahead for our country.
A recent survey by the National Association for Business Economics suggests the president's optimism is shared by the business community.
They've gotten much more optimistic. In the September survey, most of them said that the risks were greater on the downward side. Now, more than 60% say that the risk is positive.
And yet, the risk of an unforeseen event is never far.
We see what's happening in North Korea, for example, geopolitical risks. There's always a risk of some sort of disruption in financial markets, probably more likely to start overseas, but could start domestically, as we saw back in the 2007, 8, 9 episode.
The new year also brings a change in leadership at the U.S. Federal Reserve at a time of rising interest rates, massive balance sheets, and very low inflation. Others note that 2018 also happens to be an election year.
Of course, politics here in Washington, D.C. also very important because we know that this is an important time not only for the U.S. government with midterm elections coming up. It won't be long before we actually start thinking about the 2020 presidential election.
The global economy, which grew about 4% in 2017, is expected to be a stabilizing force in the new year. But economists say they're monitoring Europe for any potential economic shocks, along with the oil-rich Middle East, where U.S. policy could cause tensions to flare. Mil Arcega for VOA News, Washington.